Welcome back to Sorare Assist, assisting you in your Sorare journey. So with the first edition of the Sorare Season Scouting, I thought it was only right to do some budget player videos every day in anticipation of the upcoming player auctions. So stick around to get your shortlist together. Before that, I'd like to welcome all Sorare managers watching this video today. If you're a new visitor to the channel, then welcome. If you're a returning visitor and didn't subscribe on your last visit, then do that by bumping that big red button and click that notification bell to be alerted about new content. If you like this video, then please do just that and ping that like button. And please try and watch the video all the way through to the end to make the YouTube gods happy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and for more free Sorare content, please check out SorareAssist.com. Also become a patron of Sorare Assist for budget player scouting, and grab yourself a free 100-page Ultimate Guide Sorare ebook. Links to all this good stuff are in the description. If you've not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a 13 common cards and a free limited card. Using these links also helps support the channel and future content. None of this content is financial advice. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get stuck into today's content. With Sorare announcing the season scouting, I'll be producing some budget scouting videos every day for the targeted players in that specific auction each day. As we know, this is the schedule set out by Sorare, so on Monday we're going to have the auctions for the America Leagues, Tuesday La Liga, Wednesday Challenger Europe Part 1, Thursday we've got the Challenger Europe Part 2, Friday Bundesliga, Saturday Asia and Sunday the Champion Europe. So every day I'll be posting a video right here on Sorare Assist. Not only that, but I'm also creating a scout pack for the upcoming Underdog Special Game Weeks, which are going to be run between Game Week 250 and 254. As we know, each special weekly will have a maximum threshold in terms of the players' last 5 scores to be eligible. Within these scout packs, I'll be targeting players with the required last 5 average who are capable of better scores and also have a perceived easier fixture in that specific special weekly game week. This will give us the best chance to try and take advantage of the rewards on offer in these special weeklies. The scout packs will be available the game week before the special weekly to make sure that players are still eligible, as in the last 5 average isn't too high. These scouting packs are available to patrons only, and you can gain access to these by joining the Sorare Assist Patreon. You will also unlock all 8 issues of the weekly scout reports, which is the regular content over on our Patreon. Not only that, but you'll also get early access to the budget scouting videos coming up over the next week or so. So check that out using the link in the description. So on to today's selections then. Today I'm going to be concentrating on the Spanish La Liga budget players. These are the auctions that end on Tuesday. So let's get straight stuck into it then with the goalkeepers first, and I've gone for Jesper Cillessen, 32-year-old for Valencia. He is currently injured, but I believe he's going to be back in around 2 weeks' time. So there's probably not many games left for the Spanish La Liga, but he does look a very cheap option at the moment, and he's only 32 of course. Fantastic keeper when he does play. He has had his injury concerns this season, but hopefully he can put them behind him. He has started 15 games this season for Valencia, averaging 3 saves per game. Now looking at his price you can get is limited for around 112 and is rare for around £639. Now this is much cheaper than when he was playing for Valencia, and the current keeper for Valencia is not playing well at all, so Valencia are actually wishing Cillessen back. And let's not forget, it wasn't long ago that Cillessen was the #1 goalkeeper for the Netherlands before he had his injury concerns. So it's definitely one to consider for the end of this season and potentially looking towards next season as well. If we look at his scores, we can see some fantastic scores here, some fantastic 70 scores and 60 scores, which isn't too bad considering he's playing for Valencia, who are not that solid defensively. Moving on to defenders then, the first player I've gone for is Sergi Gomez of Espanyol, 29-year-old. This season he started 24 games for them. He's had 1 goal and 2 assists. He's averaging 38 accurate passes per game, and he's also showing 1.3 interceptions per game. In terms of his price, he's going for around £16 on the limited and £180 on the rare. Some scores here more recently have been impressive, that's what's caught the eye. He has got some 70 scores and also a couple of 80 scores as well. So he is showing recent good form and hopefully that can continue. So it does look like a very budget defender option at these sorts of prices. Next defender I've gone for is Ronaldo of Atletico Madrid. 28-year-old defender, plays on the left wing. Now he's only actually played 3 starts but he has only just signed from Lille in the French league, and he's started 3 games already for Atletico Madrid and has shown some good numbers with 29 accurate passes, 1.3 interceptions per game. If we just quickly look at his stats for the French side before his move, he started 18 games for them, scored 1 goal, shown 37 accurate passes, and a fantastic 2.1 interceptions per game and 2.4 tackles per game. He was also winning 57% of his duels. He's obviously now playing at a much better side, so these prices look pretty cheap to me. £41 for the limited and £281 for his rare. If we look at his scores, some fantastic scores shown here, including a couple of 99s more recently. Next defender I've gone for is David Garcia of Osasuna. 28-year-old defender, plays at the centre back. Started 23 games for Osasuna this season, scored 4 goals as well. He's averaging 0.9 shots per game, which isn't too bad. He's also shown 30 accurate passes per game as well. He's also kept 10 clean sheets in the 23 games he's played for Osasuna, and is showing 63% in terms of his duels won. In terms of his price, you're looking at £31 for his limited and £339 for his rare card. Scores are looking impressive, some high numbers including a 90 and an 82. There's also some 70s thrown in there and some 60s as well. On to the midfielders then, and the first one I've gone for is Brias Mendes of Celta Vigo. Only 25, he has been playing more as a central midfielder this season, also on the right as well of the midfield. He started 23 games, he's scored 4 goals, he's shown 1.5 shots per game, he's also chipped in with 4 assists as well, and he's averaging 30 accurate passes per game. Not only that, he's chipping in with tackles with 1.9 tackles per game. Price wise, you're looking at £26 for his limited and £360 for his rare card. If we look at his scores, he has shown some very good scores more recently. Now he's getting more game time. He's got 96 and an 88. He's also got a 81 and 82, quite recent. And he's got some 60s in there as well and plenty of 50 scores. So he's looking to be more on form recently for Celta Vigo, and he is only 25. Moving on now to Ivan Rakitic of Sevilla. Still only 33 this guy, still a quality player. Started 16 games this season for Seville. He scored 2 goals and also averaging 1.1 shots per game. He's also chipped in with 3 assists, showing 1.1 key passes per game and 39 accurate passes. He's actually got a contract with Seville as well until 2024. In terms of his price, his limited card is going for around 54 and his rare card is going for around 416. If we look at his scores, he's got some very high scores. He is capable of getting these higher numbers, including a 98 and a 93. He's also got plenty of 80 scores, 70 scores, and plenty of 60 scores. So on his day, he can be a very good, consistent scorer, and this price looks pretty cheap for me for a player of this quality and has got a long contract until 2024. Next player I've gone for is Luis Milla of Granada. 27-year-old midfielder. This season he started 20 games, scored 2 goals, also got 2 assists. He's also created 5 big chances and averaging 1.2 key passes per game. Accurate passes looks decent as well at 33 accurate passes per game, and his tackles show 1.6 per game. Price wise, you're looking at around £34 for his limited and £325 for his rare. His scores are looking good more recently. It does look like he was out here, potentially due to injury. But if you look at his scores previously, where he's scoring some 70 and 60 previous to his injury. And now he's back, he's again scoring some 70s and 60s, but also a couple 83 score as well. So he's shown some fantastic form recently. Now he does seem to be over his injury concerns. So moving on to the forwards then, I've gone for Santimina of Celta Vigo. So potential stack there with Mendes. So he's only 26 as well. He started 24 games this season for Celta Vigo, scored 7 goals and assisted 3. He's also averaging 2.0 shots per game. And if we look at his price on Sorare, he's going for around 38 on the limited and 457 on the rare. Scores wise, he's shown some very good consistency, especially for the 60 scores. He's got a lot of 60 scores, but he's also achieved higher scores in the 80s on 5 occasions. So it does look a very good option, very consistent scores, and he is capable of the odd higher score that's going to get you high up in the rankings. Another forward that I liked was Joselu, 31-year-old for Deportivo Alaves. This season he started 23 games for them and he scored 12 goals and also assisted 2. He's also showing 2.3 shots per game, with one of them on target per game. These are very good ratios. Looking at his price then on Sorare, he's going for around 66 for his limited and 503 on his rare. And looking at his score graph, he's got some very high scores here. He's got a 91 score, a few 80s, quite a lot of 70s scores as well, and 60 scores for good measure. So he does look like a very viable option. And another one is Iago Aspas, and he's actually got a contract with Celta Vigo until the end of next season. So this season, the 34-year-old has started 23 games, he's scored 11 goals and 3 assists. He's also shown 2 shots per game. His pass numbers also look good at 24 passes per game, and he's also shown 1.6 key passes per game. So his all-round play is looking very good. Despite his age of 34, he's still playing an average of 81 minutes per game. In terms of his price, you can get his limited for around £81 and his rare price is going for around 546 at the time of recording. So it does look like a very viable option. He's very consistent as well over the last few seasons, so I don't expect that to change come next season and the rest of this season. And if we look at some of his scores, he's got some really high numbers here. This is due to his scoring ability and also due to his all-round general play. He's got 100 scoring there as well and plenty of 90 scores. He's also got plenty of 80s and 70s. This guy does look like a very good option and one that I've actually got in my collection. So that is all the selections for this budget scouting video that I'm going to be doing every day for the Sorare scouting season. And don't forget as well, there's the Underdog series coming up as part of this Sorare scouting season as well. And I'm going to be producing a scout pack to make sure that you guys are armed with all the top picks for that special weekly game week. This is obviously only available on the Patreon, but you can obviously head over there, join the Patreon, unlock the scout pack, and also unlock all the current content that's on the Patreon, which is 8 issues of the weekly scout reports. And don't forget on the Patreon as well, you'll also get early access to these budget videos before anybody else. So make sure you check that out by using the link in the description below. So if you do like this video, do let me know by hitting that like button, and do make sure you subscribe and ping that notification bell so you're alerted about these budget videos coming out. Like I said, join our Patreon and don't forget to pick up your free 100-page Ultimate Guide to Sorare. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and for more free Sorare content, please check out sorareassist.com. Links in the description. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a free limited card. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.